start your YouTube channel thinking that your first video is already gonna be perfect and get 100, 1,000 likes. It is more about the progress of learning to it. And today I want to talk about that, how perfectionism can ruin the start of trying something new and how you can shift your mindset about it so you still can try out new things and don't have to have the feeling that everything has to be perfect since the beginning. I want to begin this video with a paragraph from the book Atomic Habit, which really changed how I look at just trying out new things, and also by video, just make videos after videos even though they're not as perfect as they could be. So I would say let's get started. On the first day of class, the professor divided his film photography students into two groups. Everyone on the left side of the classroom, he explained, would be in the quantity group. They would be graded solely on the amount of work they produced. On the final day of class, he would tally the number of photos submitted by each student. 100 photos would rate an A, 90 photos a B, 80 photos a C, and so on. Meanwhile, everyone on the right side of the room would be in the quality group. They would be graded only on the excellence of their work. They would only need to produce one photo during the semester, but to get an A, it had to be a nearly perfect image. At the end of the term, he was surprised to find that all the best photos were produced by the quantity group. During the semester, these students were busy taking photos, experimenting with composition and lighting, testing various methods in the darkroom and learning from their mistakes. In the process of creating hundreds of photos, they honed their skills. Meanwhile, the quality group sat around speculating about perfection. In the end, they had little to show for their effort. Then unverified theories and one mediocre photo. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, showed this in his book, and when I read it, I really realized how important it is to just try out things, even though in the beginning it's probably not as perfect, because you learn so much more if you just do it instead of just doing it once and try to make it perfect. In this video, it's gonna be more about really putting out videos on YouTube or other social media platforms, but in the end, it can be applied to anything nearly that you try new. So I did some thinking about it and I came to some mindset shifts I realized one have to take to kind of start something new the right way and don't just get mad at yourself that nothing is good at the beginning. So the first thing is to realize that nothing ever will be perfect. There will always be something you could make better. Even though it would probably take hours or days, you can still make it better. And if it would be perfect for you, for other person, it could be like, actually, this is not my definition of perfect, I would do it different. So perfection is something that everyone sees different. So it's just because you think it's perfect or someone else thinks it's perfect doesn't mean that someone else has to think that as well. So it's more about you person. Perfectionism can be helpful to just try to make the best, but it can also stop you from just trying at all, because trying makes you learn things so much faster than when you just focus on one thing and try to make it perfect rather than doing something and then do it as many times as possible. It will give you such a better outcome than just doing one thing that will be perfect, but more. It's also important to not have everything perfect, because then you can reflect it and you can see, oh, what can I do the next time better, and what can I learn from things that probably failed or weren't as good as I wanted them to be. Probably also already heard of the 80-20 theory. Really try to do 80% of the outcome to be as good in 20% of the effort, because the 20% effort that you still need to make it perfect is 80% of the work, and it's mostly if you just want to bring out videos, it's not gonna be worth it too. If you do the process of doing a video, for example, over and over again, you will just learn so much more, and you can add smaller things all the time instead of doing it in one video and then only posting I don't know, once every 3 months or so, but more to just do it over and over so you can also kind of find out what you want to do. And in the end, is it really worth it to do the 80% for this 20% outcome that you get? It is a lot to do. And the details, like if you show someone the version that would have been like from the effort of 20% and the effort of 100% and plus it's 80%, which gives you to the perfection, there is probably, other people probably wouldn't even see it that much. Like of course it would be probably a very good video when it is like perfect, but the difference will not as many people see because they don't really have as high expectations than you do on yourself. Yeah, and I think also it's important to think that if you compare yourself to people who are perfect in your opinion, like probably they have been doing this since years. They have gone to, I don't know, film school, or they're just really passionate about it. And there's no point to compare yourself with these because everyone has their own journey. And even if it's like their second video they uploading on YouTube, you don't know what they did before. You don't know if they already had a second or another account, or if they just worked in a company and did film. Like you will never know what is the background story of them. And so you should never compare yourself with these people because they're on a different point, and you should just focus on your point and try to be as good as you can be in your environment and with your knowledge. So perfectionism shouldn't hold you back from trying things. You should say no to something just because you think, oh, probably I'm not gonna be as good as people already do it. Yeah, obviously not, because you're trying it the first time. That is normal. Like, okay, probably you vlog and once you're like very good at the beginning, but that is not how it is normal. Like normal is that you just try it out and then you have to learn and you start as everyone else. And even though how uncomfortable it can be to start somewhere new and you're like a little bit of a noob or so, it is where everyone starts, and it's the only way how you will get to another point. And I think it's something beautiful to start something new and then see over time how you get better. So never say no to a challenge because your knowledge is not as good as other people in that tutorial. It doesn't mean that you cannot learn it, it just means that it takes time and effort to put in. But you can be one day on that point, but don't expect to be it in the beginning already. And mostly also if you try out different things, it's just cool because you can find out what you like. Like probably you do something and say like, actually I don't think I'm gonna like it. Like I think I would never try that if someone wouldn't have asked me. But then you try it and then you're like, oh my god, like this is gonna be my new favorite hobby or something. Like you have so much time and so much things you can experience and try out in your life. And if you're just stuck on one hobby or one routine or one thing that you do, you don't even know if that would have been something better for you. And trying out means doing something without being good. It's like, I don't know, making a mistake or like missing out something or don't really understanding in the beginning. That is normal. Another thing about doing a thing over and over again is that you are gonna get a workflow which is so much better from someone that is just doing it perfect but doesn't even do it that regularly that you do. So for example, if you do videos every week, but someone is doing videos every like 2 months, like you're just faster in your workflow because you're doing it every week over and over again, and you like figure out your shortcuts, your way how to do it. It just kind of gets a routine and it makes it faster and efficient to do it. Mostly by putting videos on YouTube, for example. Like in the beginning you're gonna probably be a little bit cringe about it because you're gonna be like, actually I don't really want that someone knows about my video, but I'm still gonna upload them, and yeah, let's just not tell anyone about it. Like I look at then you look at your videos and like, actually they're not as good, like I'm not as confident about them. But the more you do it, I think the more you kind of find your style. You can try out things because you're not fixated on that perfect that you want, but you're just more making videos after videos, trying out this, trying out that. There's no point of like, there's no community, there's no point of just fixating on one thing. That one probably should if you're a little bit bigger, but it's more about trying really out. And like, I don't know, everyone kind of says like the first 10-15 videos are gonna be very trash, and that is fine, because with that you're gonna figure out your way and your style and how you like it, and then there's gonna be a point where you actually like your videos and you actually show them and you're like, oh yeah, you have a YouTube channel. And with doing that, with doing videos over and over again as fast as possible without trying to make them perfect, is a super way to just get to this point so much faster than putting in more time in every video. Of course, it is very important to put a lot of effort and a lot of knowledge in a video, but don't overdo it, I want to say. Don't be stressed that one video isn't isn't as good as it could have been, because it could have been always better, you know? And I also think it's so beautiful to see back to your first videos over like months and years and see, wow, actually like I've grown so much since that point. But yeah, I'm actually done with my brain dump about this topic, so I hope you enjoyed it. See you the next time. Bye bye.